Hey, it's Rich, the Louisiana hobby guy. A lot of people have been asking me about my air assist and the upgrades that I've done to the K40. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Stay right there. All right, so a lot of you know that I have the 50 watt CO2, but I've also recently got the Monport 40 watt, or what a lot of people call the K40. And I did a lot of research before I got this one, and I found this one to be the best quality at the best price, which is why I got it. So they're on all K40s, they're pretty basic models, so you have to do some upgrades on. First thing that you need to do is the air assist, and that's for sure. Otherwise, every time that you use the laser, you're going to have to take out the lens and clean it, take out the mirror and clean it, because the smoke that comes up, normally on a CO2 you have a wind control that leaves the air assist on all the time at low pressure, and it keeps any smoke and debris from getting up into the lens or the mirror. With the K40s, they don't come with air assist, so you have to put on your own, which is a very simple modification that I'm going to show you in a minute. But if you don't have that, and a lot of people don't, they use it just the way it comes, and they don't realize, they wonder why it has much less power and much less detail as time goes on. And basically you have to, without the air assist, you have to clean both the lens and the mirror every day after use. You'd see yourself if you had it. You just run one job on it and then unscrew it and take a look at the lens, and you'll see that it's dirty already, and the mirror as well. So all the smoke and debris just goes up through the laser hole up into the lens. So I've gone ahead and done that today, and I'm going to run that video for you real quick. I did a video, here it is down here. You can see the static picture of it down here, all hooked up. And I bought the compressor specifically for my diode laser, and I've sort of changed things around now that I have the two CO2s. So I'm going to roll the cell phone video now, and you can get an idea of how I've got everything hooked up. And it's not, it's not any advanced type of air assist. This is just, I try to do everything as inexpensively as I possibly can. And this is the most inexpensive way, with the exception of the compressor, which I did buy for the diode laser in the first place, so I already had that on hand. Everything else is the most inexpensive way that I can do it, with the most amount of control over my laser. So let's get to it. I'm going to run that video right now. Okay, so I got to do this one on the cell phone. This is my air pump right here, California Air Tools. It's ultra quiet, which I like. And I have this running up to a water separator, as you can see right here. And here's where I control the amount of pressure that I want to have out on my air assist. And I don't want to leave it up to, Ruida or Lightburn or anybody else to control my air pressure. I prefer to do that myself. I have certain amounts of air that I want, anywhere from 9 to 12 psi, and I will set that on this guy right here and this gauge. And then over here I've got my valves, and I have other lasers that I might hook this up to, so that's why I've got a multi-valve over here. And all I do is set the pressure that I want here and turn it on and off here. So if I turn this on, you'll now hear it inside the laser, and you can hear it coming out of there. Now I've disconnected the original little air pump that they've got back there in place of this one here. And you can hear that compressor is running now, but you can still hear me talk. It's not very loud. So right now I think I've got it set at Yeah, I've got it set at 10 psi. So all I would do when I'm finished cutting, I just turn this off. So I just use that as an on and off switch. And so that's this one. And then I've got the same thing running through here where my network cable goes to this one, the Monport 40 watt. And in here, you can see I've done a little modifying in here. I've gotten rid of all of the original insides here. And I've just put in this beefy 8x8. It doesn't move at all. It's got some nice feet on it. Table that you just turn the knob to go up or down for focusing. So I really like that. Much better than the 4-inch one that I had before. And I've also put in the drag chain for the air assist. You can see here. This wire over here is for some LEDs that I'm going to put on here. I think I'm going to do a crosshatch, 2 lines, and I'm going to 3D print a bracket to put on here. I've changed the head so that I could have the air assist. That was pretty reasonable. And the drag chain goes back through there. And if we open this side up, you can see it continues on in the back up there. And the wires come out, the air hose comes out, goes around the side here and out. And I've just got the electrical down there because I haven't hooked that up yet. So that's the entire install of the air assist. And I can come over here and do the same thing with this one. Turn this one on. Now you can see I've got air assist over here that I can also control from the same place. My little on-off valve over there. So I think this is a really good setup. Oh, I've also changed the, let me see if I can get a shot of it. I've changed the board to SmoothieWare. So now I can use Lightburn. And that was pretty simple. Just a matter of unplugging one, plugging in the other, pretty much. It didn't actually fit in the original holes. Let me see if I can't really get a picture of it. There it is. Way back over here is the other mounting hole, if you can see that. It didn't, this wire here didn't reach, and I didn't feel like rewiring it. So all I did was I drilled 2 more holes over here, and I moved the board over. So same thing, it works just the same. It was pretty much plug and play. The only thing that was kind of perplexed me a little bit were the stepper wires, the stepper motors. I did mark them X and Y, and I plugged them into the right ones, but on this board they're backwards. So it is working perfectly though. I've done a couple of test runs on the laser with Lightburn, and it works perfect. So I'm quite happy now with these couple of modifications. And now the difference here is you have the big CO2 is for doing large jobs, and then I have this one for doing the small jobs. So if I wanted to just do, like, let's say 4 tiles, 4 slate tiles, well, I could do it on this one. If I wanted to do 12 slate tiles, I would do it on the big laser. And that's really the only difference, is that this is limited to smaller jobs. So, it's an 8x12, and really it's, 9x12 area, and actually a little bit bigger. But, it's still limited in size, but gets the job done. So, the question is, if you've got that kind of money, something like the Monport laser is a very good buy, cheaper than a lot of diode lasers today. But then you've got the bigger one, the 50 watt, the OhmTech over here, and this one, really you're still limited in size. I mean, it's I think it's only 12 inches by 24 inches, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not that big of a difference, between the two. So everybody was asking about this about how I do my air assist, and well, there it is. It's very basic, very simple. The most expensive part, of course, was the compressor. I'll put links down below to all of this stuff, but this can be done, you know. First off, this compressor is an absolute must if you're working in a shop and you want to keep the noise level down, because it is really quiet. You can still have a conversation while it's on, unlike the other one in the wood shop. So I would have gotten this no matter what laser it was. In fact, I got this for the diode laser. So there you go. That's the whole setup. Laser to water separator pressure regulator to on-off switches over here. And that's everything. Does both lasers, and I don't have to worry about, you know, I'll always have the air on when the laser's on, and with the OhmTech, I don't have to worry about cleaning the lens and the mirror every time I use it, because now I've got the air assist on it. And all of this took, to put all of this together took, you know, less than 2 hours, start to finish. So there's an overview of my air assist for everybody that's been asking about it. And the next thing we'll talk about is that water chiller right over there. I'm about to do some modifications to it so that it supplies both machines at the same time. So look for that one in the future. So there you have it. Quick, down and dirty, homemade, cheap air assist solution. And you don't need to use the California Air Tools compressor. You can do all this for just a few dollars. And something else I wanted to mention too, that just came to mind, is that I use these little, I don't know what you call them, organizers, I guess, for all of my hoses and my wiring and things like that. And I only get the ones that are the 3M brand. And the reason for that is because when these stick on, they're stuck on there forever. I mean, you have to get a screwdriver to pry them off. And I've even used them on the drag chains on the Monport laser, and they hold really good. And you just take your twist tie. I buy these in bulk, and I'll put a link down below. You put your twist tie through in either direction, vertical or horizontal, and you wrap it up. I use these for everything. I use them for my wire organization on my computer. I use them for any time I'm running electrical or plumbing or anything like that, like on the lasers. This chair is awfully noisy lately. And these things are just invaluable. And you can get a bulk package of these really cheap. I keep these around and use them on just about everything. They're a lifesaver to have. You don't have to drill holes, although you could, because they have little holes built into them if you wanted to mount them with, you know, bolts and nuts. I mean, you could do that. But the sticky tape works really, really well. I haven't had them come off. I have some that I've got on now for a couple of years, and they just don't budge. And they work great on the drag chains. So I put 2 of them on the inside part and 2 of them up on the top with 2 twist ties, and that's not going anywhere. So you want to keep whenever you do stuff like this, you want to keep your wiring and everything organized. And the best way to do it is with these little 3M zip tie stickers. And I really love those. So anyway, that's it. That's the whole thing. The board that I put into the Monport to convert it to Lightburn compatible, just a simple 3D printer board. All I did was, you can pick them up for anywhere from $20 to $40, and you can even buy ones that are already pre-programmed with the Gerbil 1.1. But I mean, you just flash it with Gerbil 1.1, and that's really all you need to do, because Lightburn does everything else. So you can either go cheap, or you can get it already pre-made, plug and play. Really, even the cheap version of it is plug and play. You just have to flash the Gerbil to it. That's all you have to do. Not a big deal. If you understand what I'm talking about, you know, you'll know that it's really a simple procedure. I'll put links below to the cheap version or pre-programmed one if you want to upgrade your K40. But Everything was just so very simple to do on this. And people are asking me, how do you do it? How do you do it? It's just basic common sense. And I hope the video showed you, the way that I did everything and how easy it was. So you can do it yourself if you want to. But the air assist is important to me because I want to have complete control over it. And, yeah, you can go and buy Jonathan's air assist kit, but, all that is a two-stage air assist. And, I think it's like $150. But all it does is give you two controls, wind and air, and that's it. Same thing as the Ruida controller does. But a lot of people buy that kit. And, they spend a bunch of money on it. You could buy all the parts off Amazon, make it yourself. But I don't see any need for it. I like the old analog way. And the reason I like that so much is because, let's say I need to cut a piece of 3/4 inch wood with the CO2. Well, I can do that in 6 or 7 passes, or I can do it in 2 or 3 with my air assist. And the reason why I can do it in 2 or 3, as opposed to if you had the regular air assist, Jonathan's air assist, whatever it might be, is because I have that analog control over it. And as it finishes that first pass, I can just turn up the air assist a little more to clear the path, which will give the laser a better view of the cut, which will make it cut deeper into the wood. And then as it makes the second pass turn around, I can turn it up just a little bit more to clear the path again. And I can cut in half the time, which is less use of the CO2 tube. It's less passes, less time. Everything about it's a win-win. And I like having the control myself because I know what my settings are. I know what it takes, how much PSI. It takes me 9 PSI to engrave. Exactly. That's my best engraving. I've done the tests. I know what it takes to cut. It takes me 12 PSI to cut. And, I can fine adjust these things just by looking at the dial and turning the knob. And I've got a whole sheet of different thicknesses, different materials of tests that I've done so far with the air assist for optimal cutting and engraving. And being able to set it by hand the old-fashioned way just seems like it's the only way to go, in my opinion. And, that's me. You may not feel the same way. And that's okay. You may not think you need air assist at all. That's okay, too. I'm just going to do things the way I like to do it. I want the results that I want in the least amount of time with the best cutting. So that's why I chose to do it this way. And it happens to be the most reasonable way to go. So like I said, you don't need to get an expensive air compressor. You can use the one that you've already got, the one that came with your machine, and you just need to get your regulator with your dryer and just use that regulator to regulate that pressure. So really you can do this very cheaply, very inexpensively. You can do the complete conversion of a K40 from no air assist to air assist and changing out the board to make it compatible with Lightburn for, less than $100. Anyway, those are my opinions. This is how I like to do it. I think it's the best way to do it. Maybe you don't, maybe you do. If you do, give it a try. So anyway, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.